would reveal King's extramarital affairs. Well, now we know who wrote this anonymous letter, the FBI's then director, J. Edgar Hoover. This letter denounces Dr. King as, quote, an evil, abnormal beast and gives the civil rights icon a deadline, 34 days to be precise, before, quote, your filthy, abnormal, fraudulent self is bare to the nation. The word evil appears 6 times in this letter you're looking at here. Typos, misspellings, they are sprinkled throughout. Dr. King received this threatening letter just a couple months before he went on to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And my next guest is the historian who authenticated this letter. She's the one who found it. She is Yale University's Beverly Gage. She joins me now. And Beverly, when I read about this story this morning, I thought, my goodness. I mean, can we just begin with, so you're doing research. This is over the summer. You're doing research for this biography on J. Edgar Hoover. And you, what, are searching through books or archives?
Right. I'm writing a biography of J. Edgar Hoover and spend a lot of time going through old FBI files. And so I was at the National Archives this summer with my research assistant, and we were going through what's known as Hoover's official and confidential files, which were sort of his secret files on big public figures that he kept in his office, so his really special files. They had just been given over to the National Archives. They've come out in various forms over the years, but this was a newly reprocessed set of those files, and we didn't know what we'd find. And then we happened upon this letter.
So you happened upon this letter. There had been different iterations of the letter that had been redacted, and this, as we can see, is clear as day. The misspellings, the talk of, you know, Dr. King's sex life, etc. I mean, when you've read the whole thing, what really is the thrust of it?
Well, the thrust of it, and you'd had little inklings of this over the years from versions that had come out, but they'd been partly blacked out, and so it wasn't clear what the whole letter was really about. The gist of it is that it's an extremely threatening letter aimed at Dr. King that mostly goes into a lot of pretty graphic, accusatory language about his extramarital sexual activities and threatens him with exposure. And then the letter sort of ends saying, King, you've got to take action. You know what you have to do. And Martin Luther King interpreted that as an attempt to get him to kill himself, to remove himself from public life.
So